From worst to best, masks in Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is my favorite game of all time. It's a truly unique experience and really builds a sense of community and caring. For more of my thoughts, check out my games we love on Majora's Mask. One of the unique elements the game has are the variety of masks that Link can acquire and gain abilities from. Some of them can transform Link physically, while others can enhance his abilities or influence others. Today, we are going to go through all of the masks in Majora's Mask and rank them from worst to best. Not all masks are created equal, however, so the ranking will be number 1, how you acquire the mask, number 2, the purpose of the mask / what you can gain from it, number 3, the lore behind the mask, and number 4, the design and the look of the mask itself. Obviously, some of this will be left up to my own opinions regarding design, but I look forward to hearing about yours in the comments below. Pronunciations may be different than how you say them, so keep that in mind. I'm also only ranking the masks that Link can wear, so Majora's Mask, the Sun Mask, any of the remains, and any of those others are not going to be rated here. I'm also not going to go into the 3DS fishing hole stuff. This is going to be based off the N64 version of the game. Before I start, I want to touch on the 3 main transformation masks in the game. So these 3 are the most important by such a far margin because they're absolutely necessary, and they all represent the same types of stories for Darmani, Mikau, and the unnamed Deku from the introduction. I love all of them equally, and I want to give the other masks their due in this video, so I'm not going to go into them because they'd automatically be at the top of the list. But if I were to rank them, I'd say I like the Zora Mask the best because of fighting pirates in the Egg side quest, the Fishbone Guitar, and cool Zora martial arts. And then probably the Goron Mask because of rolling fun and the Mountain Village equipment gains that you can get. And then finally the Deku Mask, not because I hate it, but because the original 3-day cycle is limited with what he can do, and because I've played the game so many times that there's a lot of waiting around in that first 3-day cycle, even when sneaking into Termina Field. With that being said, let's get started with the mask that is ranked the lowest and work our way up to the best. The Mask of Sense. How it's obtained. After completing the Woodfall Temple and returning the Deku Princess home, Link can compete with the Deku Butler in a race through the Deku Shrine. If Link can keep up with him, he will be awarded the Mask of Sense. Lore. There isn't a lot of information on the background of this mask or how the Deku Butler obtained it. It just allows for tracking. Purpose. The mask can make Link grunt and track scents. It's primarily used to catch the scent of mushrooms for blue potions. It's a pretty useless mask, to be completely honest. You can get the mushrooms early in the 3-day cycles if you check out some underwear in the Stockpot Inn. You can also smell the toilet at the Stockpot Inn. The swordsman also really likes this mask. Design. This mask gives Link a creepy pig face that blends in well with his skin. It looks intimidating, I guess. You can wear it whenever you want. So the Happy Mask salesman says that you've done well to get that mask. Looking at its condition, I can tell its previous owner was neat and tidy. The Circus Leader's Mask. How it's obtained. Complete the Zora Toto's sound check in the milk bar with each transformation mask. Once complete, Gorman will be overcome with emotion and give Link the Circus Leader's Mask. Lore. It's a mask that emits the emotions of Gorman. Purpose. The mask can be used to get certain responses from characters that are connected to Gorman, most prominently the Gorman brothers, during subsequent Cremia milk runs. Because you have to have already done the quest to get Romanis Mask, it's not super helpful. The 3DS version allows you to get a bottle with it, but not in the original. Design. The mask is Gorman's handsome face, but sad and produces tears. Happy Mask comments, "That is a fine mask. It is filled with the feelings of tenderness left behind in the back of one's heart." Giant's Mask. How it's obtained. Defeat Igor in the Stone Tower Temple. This mask is one of the most mysterious in the game. It is the only acquired in a dungeon. Other than the fact that it is described as a rare mask, not much is known about it. It can be added to the mystery of the Stone Tower and the dark magic hidden inside Ikana. Purpose. It makes Link grow into a giant during the Twin Mold battle. It's only used in this battle, however, and can drain your magic. Design. Almost alien-like in appearance, it has a sleek, gray design that covers Link's face. The Happy Mask salesman just states that this is truly a rare mask. This mask is a novelty. It can only be used in one battle, and the fact that the Twin Mold can be beaten without it, or even by the more powerful Fierce Deity Mask more efficiently, makes it unfortunately regrettable. Don Gyro's Mask. I used to always call this Don Gyro's, like Dr. Giro from Dragon Ball. Anyway, How it's obtained. There is a starving Goron on a ledge in the mountain village when Link first arrives wearing the Garo Mask. If Link goes to the Goron village, lights all of the braziers, and smashes into the rotating chandelier jars, one of them will contain a rock sirloin. Using Goron Link's strength, he can carry it back to the village and toss it to the Goron to eat. Gaining his strength back, the Goron will give Link Garo's Mask. Lore. This mask has the essence of the legendary frog conductor Garo. Frogs around Termina mistake Link for their conductor and communicate with him. Purpose. This mask allows Link to speak to various frogs around Termina to initiate the tedious quest of the frog choir performance for a piece of heart. Design. It's a little frog on Link's head that mostly covers his face. It's fine if you like frogs, I guess. Happy Mask comments. That mask has a very operatic feel about it. Honestly, not my favorite mask, and it initiates one of the most tedious pain-in-the-butt side quests in the entire game. Allnight Mask. How it's obtained. If Link prevents Sakon from robbing the bomb shop old lady in North Clocktown on the first night, and Link has the giant wallet from the Ocean Spider House, he can purchase the Allnight Mask from the Curiosity Shop on the third night. Lore. A gossip stone states that the Allnight Mask was used as a torture device to cause insomnia for the first wearer. The Curiosity Shop man states, "I forget when this mask was made, but it sure is a freaky mask, see? When you put it on, you can try to fall asleep, but you won't be able to. Pretty creepy, huh?" Purpose. For Link, the only uses this mask has is to stay awake through Anju's grandmother's stories and get 2 pieces of heart. The stories touch on the Carnival of Time and the background of the 4 giants, so it's got interesting information. Design. This mask has a strange BDSM vibe to it, with mesh all over, almost forcing the red eyes to remain open. It looks like something out of Hellraiser. The Happy Mask comments are that it looks like an expensive mask. Gibdo's Mask. How it's obtained. Lift the curse on Ikana River by Sharp, sneak into the music box house, and rescue Pamela's father from the mummification curse by playing the Song of Healing. He will leave behind the Gibdo Mask when he is cured. Lore. The mask represents the mummified face of a Gibdo. Pamela's father is a researcher of the supernatural and was cursed when exploring the Ikana well. This mask caused a reaction to the Gibdos, who tried to break into the music box house to find one of their own. With the river not flowing to the house, preventing the music box from playing the Farewell to Gibdos song due to Sharp's curse, the Gibdos could surround the house freely. Purpose. This mask allows Link to communicate with Gibdos. It is necessary to get through the Ikana well and make your way to Ikana Castle. Redeads will dance when you wear it. Design. It's a cool mummy mask. What more can you ask for? Happy Mask comments. That is a fine mask. It is filled with the love of a father and child. This is one of those masks I'm kind of indifferent about. I don't hate the design, and I don't hate what it does. It's completely necessary to complete the game. It's one of the few that are. I love the quest to get this mask a lot more than the mask itself. Makoros Mask. How it's obtained. In Termina Field, just after midnight on any night, Link can find the spirit of Kamaro dancing on one of the tall rocks in the snowy field area. If Link plays the Song of Healing, he can put Kamaro's soul to rest if Link agrees to pass his dance on. Lore. Kamaro was a talented dancer in life, but his soul is restless in death, feeling regret for not being able to pass his dance on to the world. After the Song of Healing is played, his dancing abilities are focused into creating Kamaro's mask, so Link can spread his dancing to the world. Purpose. You can't use Link's normal sword attacks using this mask, and it instead gives him the ability to do Kamaro's special dance. This mask can be used to teach the Rosa sisters a new dance for the Carnival of Time, and can get Link a piece of heart and the admiration of some babes. Design. The design is pretty bizarre. It almost looks like Kamaro's dismembered head stapled onto a frontal piece. The Happy Mask salesman says that it's a fine mask and it's filled with the joy a teacher has in finding a good student. This isn't the most practical mask outside of using it for the Rosa sisters because it disables the sword, but it can still be used with Link's other weapons. Cafe's Mask. How it's obtained. On the morning of the first day in the mayor's residence, Link will be mistaken for a detective hired by Madame Aroma and be given Cafe's Mask to help assist in the investigation, if Link offers his services. Lore. This mask was made with the purpose of representing Cafe and finding him when he was missing. Anju also has a mask like this. Purpose. This mask allows Link to talk to town residents about Kafei and his whereabouts. There's some fun dialogue to gain clues on his disappearance. It helps Link proceed with the Anju Kafei quest. Design. The design is made to look like Kafei, and it does have some likeness, but it also looks a little bit bizarre. While it isn't the most useful mask, I enjoy that it encourages more character interactions and fleshes out the townspeople. The Happy Mask salesman says that the worry of a concerned mother is expressed quite well in that mask. Keaton Mask. How it's obtained. Complete the Anju Kafei quest up until the final day. At about 1 p.m., Link will meet the Curiosity Shop owner in the back room by the laundry pool, who gives Link the Keaton Mask. I don't want to go into every step of the side quest in this video for time's sake. Lore. Originally appearing in Ocarina of Time as a lovable character's mask, it returns in Majora's Mask in a similar way. In-game, it was a mask given to Kafei by the Curiosity Shop owner as a child, which he kept in great shape into his adulthood. There are more versions of this mask, as the Bombers claim to have them as well. Keatons are mysterious fox creatures that hide in Termina. Purpose. This mask can be used to find real Keatons in moving bushes. He can take a Keaton quiz based on Termina. If Link answers 5 questions correctly, he will gain a piece of heart. There are various Keaton locations around, so subsequent quiz attempts can get Link more rupees. Design. This mask has an iconic design, being seen on Kafei as a disguise on the first day. Some people think that it's a reference to Pikachu. The Happy Mask salesman says that it carries quite a lot of nostalgia and was popular among children long ago, and apparently still is now. Bremen Mask. How it's obtained. Given to Link by Garo at the laundry pool on the first or second night if you listen to his story. Lore. Garo claims to have taken the mask from a dog that was the leader of an animal troop. Angry that a dog was the leader of the troop instead of him, Garo stole the mask. He later gives the mask to Link, stating that he has no purpose for it anymore. Purpose. Using the Bremen Mask takes over Link's sword abilities, instead causing him to march and play the ocarina. It has magical properties, almost enchanting small animals to follow along the march. It also has the ability to cause some animals to grow into maturity, which we see when Link meets Grog to acquire the bunny hood. The mask also humorously works on Egos do Ikana's henchmen in Ikana Castle. Design. The design of this mask is an eagle that Link wears over his face, sort of like Hawkman. Based on how the masks are placed, some fans think that it represents Falco in a row of core Star Fox characters. The eagle looks cool and intense with striking red eyes. While I like the design and the premise, it doesn't have a lot of practical uses outside of getting the bunny hood. Link can wear it while using other weapons besides his main sword if desired, though. The Happy Mask salesman states that if you have this mask, then it would appear that you have the qualities of a leader. Postman's Hat. How it's obtained. On the final day, Link needs to give the postman Madame Aroma's priority mail, inspiring him to make one last delivery. After it's delivered, he will be waiting outside the milk bar and give Link the Postman's Hat. Lore. With the Postman's Hat comes the great responsibility of delivering mail, which is daunting to the postman of Clocktown. The Postman's Hat is seen throughout other Zelda titles worn by human mailmen. Purpose. It allows the wearer to access postboxes to deliver mail and check postbox contents, including getting Link a piece of heart. Design. The design is that of a red cap with a black brim and a rabbit symbol on the center. This mask is good more so for what it represents in the long story of the postman and how it mixes into the Anju Kafei quest. The Happy Mask salesman says that it is a fine thing. It's a mask filled with the joy of freedom. Couples Mask. How it's obtained. Given by Kafei and Anju in the Stockpot Inn's employee-only room on the final night at the culmination of their quest. Lore. Couples in love create and exchange wedding masks to create the couple's mask, a representation of their union and love for each other. These are common in Clocktown, as a bomber will also say that his parents have one. In this case, Kafei and Anju created a sun and moon mask that united to form their couple's mask. Purpose. This mask has no transformative or practical uses, except as acting as a reminder for what it represents. If Link wears this during the argument in the mayor's office, the mayor will reach a decision and stop it, rewarding Link with a piece of heart. Design. This white mask has a wispy, glowing design in the middle, which covers the wearer's face completely. While it doesn't do much, it represents one of the most satisfying quests in all of Zelda. The Happy Mask salesman says that it's a truly fine mask. It's overflowing with powerful feelings of love and gratitude. In a lot of ways, it truly feels that this mask is the counter to Majora's Mask. Captain's Hat. How it's obtained: awaken and defeat Captain Kida in the Ikana graveyard. Lore. The Captain's Hat recreates the look and presence of the mighty Captain Kida, who perished in the Ikana War. It represents the captain's authority and post as commander, which Kida finally passes on to Link to rest in peace. Purpose. Wearing the Captain's Hat allows Link to speak to and command the Stall Children, who represent the spirits of the fallen Ikana soldiers. They can open graves in the graveyard and give Link hints and walk him through the Ocean Spider House puzzles. It also works on Egos du Ikana very briefly, but he sees through Link's puny size. Redeads and Gibdos will dance if you wear this mask. Design. The design is essentially Captain Kida's head placed over Link's face. It's eerie and cool looking. It can be helpful to avoid some conflicts and fool around with Stall Children. The Happy Mask salesman says that this mask is a splendid thing. It earns the respect and sworn allegiance of legions of soldiers. Romanis Mask. How it's obtained. If you blow up the boulder to Romani's ranch with a powder keg on the first day and successfully help Romani fend off them. On the first night, her hot older sister Cremia will be all set to deliver milk to Clocktown on the second night. If Link accompanies her, he will have to shoot arrows to fend off Garo Mask wearing Gorman brothers on a devilish detour. If successful in protecting the milk, Cremia awards Link with Romanis Mask. Lore. There are many masks like this in the possession of town members, which Cremia makes by hand. Romanis Mask is used to represent maturity in Majora's Mask. It is a membership token for the milk bar. Members need to wear the mask at the door to enter the bar. Purpose. This mask allows you to enter the milk bar, which is necessary for completing a few side quests that include gaining the circus leader's mask and Chateau Romani from Mr. Barton. It's more useful than many other masks in the game. Design. A big cow head for Link to wear. It looks a little goofy and silly, but the meaning behind the mask is pretty much what carries it. The Happy Mask salesman says that it is a nice mask. It is a sentimental item that exudes a lot of maturity. The Blast Mask. How it's obtained. At about 12:20 a.m. on the first night, the thief Sakon attempts to rob the old lady from the bomb shop. If Link runs in and slashes at the thief, he will drop the bomb bag and flee to Ikana Valley. Just make sure you don't use a projectile. The thankful old lady will give Link the Blast Mask as a thank you for the help. Lore. There isn't much lore behind this mask, except from a gossip stone that states that the mask is filled with gunpowder to enhance its exploding abilities. Purpose. The Blast Mask essentially allows for infinite bombs in place of your sword as long as you have health, with a minor wait time between uses. This is useful if you want bombs right away after restarting the 3-day cycle without getting rupees or going into Termina Field. Personally, I enjoy using it to launch Link to hard-to-reach platforms, especially in this annoying part of the Great Bay Temple. You can also use it in the water to attack creatures as normal Link. Design. The design looks like a cool pirate Jolly Roger covering up Link's face completely. Depending on how you play can determine the usefulness of this mask. It can be fun if you don't mind Link taking a little extra pain. The Happy Mask salesman says that it's a fine mask. It's filled with the feelings of gratitude. The Mask of Truth. How it's obtained. In the Swamp Spider House, Link will stumble upon a man cursed into a Skulltula form. If Link takes the spirits of all of the golden Skulltulas in the Swamp Spider House, the curse will break and the man will give him the Mask of Truth. Lore. The famous Sheikah mask from Ocarina of Time returns in Majora's Mask. In this game, a man and his dog entered the Swamp Spider House in the pursuit of riches. A person implied to be Skull Kid gives the man the Mask of Truth with instructions to follow. Unfortunately, the mask cursed the man to transform into a Skulltula creature when he entered. Purpose. The Mask of Truth allows Link to speak to Gossip Stones for hints and read the minds of some animals. This can be used in the doggy race to get rupees and a piece of heart. Design. This iconic design is a full white mask with a red Sheikah eye symbol. It matches the designs of the Gossip Stones. This mask is more useful for newer players of the game looking for hints. The Happy Mask salesman comments that you have a frightful mask, but being able to see into people's hearts and minds seems useful. Garo's Mask. How it's obtained. Link acquires this mask by beating the Gorman brothers on their own racetrack. Lore. The Gorman brothers actually have their own Garo masks they use when acting like bandits for disguises. However, the Garo masks have a much darker history. Pamela's father has the best information on the Garo masks, stating that the Garo were warriors from an enemy nation sent to spy on the Akana royal family, with the bloodlusted Garo spirits remaining after the Akana war. He says the Garo have been unable to forget their living days. Even now, their spirits, emptiness, cloaked in darkness, continue to spy. Purpose. This mask allows you to enter Ikana Valley and speak to the Garo warriors, who give hints when you defeat them. Tattle will tell you when they're around. It also makes Redeads and Gibdos dance. It's one of the few masks that are absolutely necessary to continue on with your game, as the Ikana Valley section of the game focuses on normal Link. Design. So, like I said before, I'm talking about the original, which is an awesome shrouded hood with glowing eyes. While the 3DS version makes sense for Garos to mistake Link as a master, I like the look of the original a lot more. It also makes more sense for the Gorman brothers to have the traditional versions over a master's in my opinion. It just doesn't look right when they're not in the hoods when they're raiding. Link can wear this whenever he wants for a cool look, or if he wants to battle Garos in a ring of fire. The Happy Mask salesman says that if you have that mask, you must be one with quite a bit of courage. Stone Mask. How it's obtained. Find the fallen soldier Shiro with the Lens of Truth and revive him with a healing potion around the road to Akana Canyon. He's in the Pirate Fortress in the 3DS version. Lore. The origins of the Stone Mask are unknown, however it is implied that masks like it are present in the world due to the responses of certain enemies. The Stone Mask makes the wearer as plain as a stone. Most common enemies and characters are unable to see the wearer. Even Link was unable to see Shiro without the Lens of Truth. Interestingly enough, mid to higher level enemies can see through the disguise, including bosses, mini-bosses, Garos, and most notably, the sword-wielding Gerudo pirates, who flat out say they aren't fooled by that mask. There's a cool theory that connects Ocarina of Time, the Lens of Truth, and the Gerudo, but I may do a different video on that specifically. Purpose. This mask can help Link sneak through areas unseen as long as he doesn't run into enemies directly, including the Deku Palace, past Pamela in the Music Box House, and past the regular Gerudo guards in the Pirate Fortress. Design. A goofy, stone-faced, "Hi guys," mask. It's so ridiculous that I actually really like it. It's not an absolutely necessary mask, as you can technically sneak past all of these enemies anyway, but it can help you explore freely and avoid unnecessary conflicts. The Happy Mask salesman says that it's a fine mask. It's filled with an appreciation for things that go unnoticed. Fierce Deity's Mask. How it's obtained. After acquiring every single mask in the game and defeating the 4 temples of Termina, have the giants stop the moon and play games with all of the moon children by giving them the 20 masks you have, not including the 3 main transformation masks. The games demonstrate mastery of skills as a Zora, Deku, Goron, and your base state. The Moonchild wearing Majora's Mask will give you the Fierce Deity's Mask. Lore. Not much is known about the origins of the Fierce Deity Mask, other than that a very powerful being passed its power into the mask. The mask is hinted to have very dark qualities to it. However, it could also be theorized that it is the embodiment of all of the emotions of the people of Termina, as you need to sacrifice all of the previous masks to acquire it. In a game that has a lot of hidden meanings, the faith you have to have in order to sacrifice all of your hard work pays off in the form of this reward. There are a lot of theories about this mask, so let me know if you want me to discuss some of them in another video. Purpose. This transforms Link into a powerful adult-like state. Link can rebattle all of the main bosses in the game and Majora in this form. His attacks are incredibly powerful, and he can also blast projectiles from his double helix blade. Design. The design of this is very similar to an adult Link design, but ornamented with armor, moon imagery, and face paint with striking white hair and blank eyes. He's also a lot taller than adult Link in Ocarina of Time. This mask is completely optional, but it is a nice symbol of all of your hard work. It's also satisfying to completely decimate bosses with this form, including Majora's forms, who look like fodder against the might of Fierce Deity Link. The Great Fairy Mask. How it's obtained. As Hylian Link, return the missing Clocktown Fairy to the Great Fairy located in North Clocktown. Lore. Based on the Happy Mask salesman's quote, this mask is not a common item. It can be presumed that the Great Fairies only ever give them under extreme circumstances. Purpose. The Great Fairy Mask is used to help bring all of the stray fairies to Link in each dungeon as long as they are freed from bubbles or other traps. Collecting all 15 of them in the temples provides some awesome optional power-ups and items for Link, including magic upgrades, durability, and even the Great Fairy Sword. Design. The design is the face of the Great Fairy of Power. While it is bizarre to see Link in this mask, it is incredibly useful. The mask itself shimmers when a stray fairy is nearby. It's probably one of the most helpful overall masks in the game because of all of the great upgrades you can get with it. The Happy Mask salesman says that it is quite rare. Normally, you wouldn't be able to get one of those. Bunny Hood. How it's obtained. Given to Link by Grog in the Kuko Shack at Romani Ranch. After Link uses the Bremen Mask to help his Kuko chicks grow to maturity before the moon falls, Grog gives Link the Bunny Hood, satisfied with his life. Lore. The Bunny Hood is a mask that appears in more than just in Majora's Mask. In Ocarina of Time, it's given to the Running Man, which gives him a massive speed boost. It appears in the Wind Waker on the wall in the Nintendo Gallery, along with some other masks in this game. The Bunny Hood also appears in non-canon games like Super Smash Bros., giving the wearer speed and a jump increase. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of information on why or how the mask has these powers. Purpose. The Bunny Hood allows Link to run faster and jump farther, which in a game where time is often against you, it's incredibly useful. It's a mask that has become synonymous with Majora's Mask Link, and I almost always have it on when I play. It's almost jarring to see Link not wearing this. It also allows Link to see the counter for the Postman's stopwatch game. While it isn't an absolute necessity, the mask is really helpful in getting Link around in a timely manner. Design. The design is of bunny ears with cute little eyes. It may seem silly, but I don't hate it. It also bounces around when Link moves, which I love. The Happy Mask salesman says that it's a fine thing. It's filled with kindness towards animals. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Join the Discord if you want to get in touch with me, Wyatt, and some of my other friends. And let me know if you'd like to see any other types of ranking videos like this in the future. Also, be sure to check out the Patreon. I have some cool stuff, and I'd like to be able to build this community together with you all.